To finalize your mix to a competitive level, use the L series to limit the peaks and raise the overall volume. Since digital audio is restricted to a maximum of 0 dB full scale, your mix can only be as loud as will allow the highest peak of the music to reach 0 dB. The apparent loudness to the human ear is the average between the peaks and valleys of a wave's volume, known as RMS. If you use a limiter to lower the peaks, you can effectively raise the apparent volume by raising the RMS. Wave's first limiter was called the L1, and then through refinements of the algorithms and sound quality, subsequent releases were named L2 and L3. These are all single-band limiters and treat the entire sound as one source, reacting whenever the threshold's crossed to lower the peak. The lower the threshold, the louder the overall average volume. Let's listen. This red indicates how much limiting is going on. You can only limit so much before audible distortion occurs because the peaks will become clipped, so be careful. With the introduction of the L3 multi-series, Waves allows different amounts of limiting on different frequency bands. This is important because the limiter can target the area where there's the most energy, specifically limiting that frequency and allowing the rest of the frequency range to breathe normally with its natural dynamic. This allows limiting with less distortion and artifact. Different bands are reacting differently depending on the content of the music. Like the C series, each band has its own controls. Threshold, gain, etc. You can use the priority parameter to target or not target specific ranges in the music that are better off with less limiting, like the low end in the dance track. Watch this band as I change the priority. Less limiting or more limiting. So for a dance track, I might prioritize that low mid-band so the kick and bass can be stronger. Use the choices of release parameters to fit the genre of the music you're mastering, and use a meter, like the WLM, to read the final results. Compare your work to other commercial releases in a similar style to make sure your final level's competitive. The L3 multiband limiter is a great tool for achieving a professional mastered level of your final mix.